nothing like starting a snowmobile video off in the desert, but we are currently in Phoenix. It is 70 some degrees, up in the mountains here, cruising around 2,500 feet or so, just checking out the cactus and all that. But to get into it, it is November 1st. Wisconsin got some good snow over Halloween. I have yet to experience that, and I'm hoping there's still some there when I get home tonight. But that gets us in the mood for sled building season, so we're going to start this off. The first one we're doing this year is a 2013 XF 1100 Turbo. Bought this off a buddy of ours. He gave her a little too hard in the pickers and kind of messed up a couple things, so bought him out of it. We're going to get it all back together, get some new plastics put on, do some electrical work, a little bit of exhaust stuff, nothing crazy. So we're going to start that off, and here we go. All right, so we got some parts for the high country in today from Country Cat. We'll open the box up and see what they sent us today. All right, so from Country Cat we got the replacement gasket on the exhaust side of the turbo, running through your exhaust. New stud for the turbo, that's the one we snapped off. Part of the eBay order that came in is one of the boost sensors on your intake. That was broke off. We can check that out here. So that was completely snapped off. Used the pick to get the piece out of there. Got that all figured out. What else came in? Also part of the eBay order was a new one of these boots. You can see that got completely torn apart. So got to use one of those. That's good to go. One other thing that came on the Country Cat was a replacement bracket for one of these. So I was going to toss the handguards, but new bracket was $30. Easy fix. So I took care of that. Also with the Cat order, there's our new exhaust. You can see there where it's completely rotted, leaking exhaust into the actual engine bay itself. That's where that gasket goes. So we got a new one of those with our MBRP can. Thought about going with a full MBRP kit. Decided for now we'll just run the stock pipe and we'll see what happens. Part of that leaking melted this plastic piece. We'll have to order one of those at some point. Brand new, they're almost 120, which seems a little excessive. That was the reason we had to do the exhaust work. Because of that, we snapped one stud on the turbo. You can see that hole right down there. Right there, that one. That's the stud we snapped. The other three came out fine. Tried welding a nut to it multiple times, couldn't get it out. Ended up having to pull the turbo. Sent it over to a buddy's shop. He got it out for me. Didn't take him too long. They know what they're doing a little more than I do. So turbo's back in. Just getting that bolted up. I had to move the steering column to get that in and out. I think that's where we're at for now. So we'll finish getting that turbo bolted up. We'll get the exhaust on, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so the problem we're having getting the whole overstructure bolted in here, and the steering column, is that when we took all this overstructure off, the whole front of the sled now wants to tip in. All this weight on both sides is pushing in. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get the floor jack out, we're gonna crank up in the middle of the sled, get some of that weight off. Hopefully that'll help us get the top lined up a little more, start getting those bolts set so we can start torquing all that stuff down. Alright, so where we're getting on this, slowly getting the overstructure kind of tightened down. We do that a little bit at a time. We got this front bar that goes across here with the heat shield. That we're going to put on last once we get the exhaust pipe in. So, speed things up here a little bit. I'm just going to start getting the top tightened down. We'll get that done. We'll get the exhaust bolted in, we'll get that cover on, and then we'll bring you guys back in and show you what's next with the electrical stuff. Alright, so for the handguards, so these are lighted. They are just cat generic ones. These brackets are actually generic. You can get the non-lighted or lighted. Harness comes through. So there is a splitter for the auxiliary or for the power for them. Little mini voltage regulator basically, because these are just little LEDs, and then just the harness and stuff for it. So we'll get the phone set up and you guys can watch as we wire these in. They're real easy. Hardest part's just running the wires and getting them looking clean. 2 hex head bolts on there, hold them on. That's about it for that, and then just tuck the wiring away. So we'll get started on that.